Hello, my name is Annika Marquez. I am the archivist at St. Ambrose University, and I am also a professor of art history and museum studies. Today, I am going to talk to you about the Iowa Museum Association trip to Egypt, and I'm very excited. Lots of great things ahead. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the highlights and the logistics. So this is a members only trip, but the good news is anyone can sign up for an IMA membership. You can have the individual level at $60, or if you're a student, the membership costs $30. What this will get you is a discounted price on the Egypt trip, and this trip also has exclusive behind the scenes tours of the Egyptian Museum, and in Mount Sinai, there is a archives and special collections, and we will get a exclusive tour with Father Justin, which I'm very excited about. So when will we go? Well, we will depart January 5th, and we will be gone in Egypt January 6th through 17th. It is bitter cold here, as I'm sure you are well aware, but over there it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. We're going to be experiencing what we would consider beautiful spring weather. It'll probably be about 60 degrees in Cairo and maybe get up to 80 in Aswan, but it'll be absolutely gorgeous there. So it's a good time of year to go. A little bit about Egypt. Their official language is Arabic, but don't worry, a lot of them speak English over there, so that will not be a problem. They have a very, very large population, lots of people, and most of them are located in Cairo. The currency is the Egyptian pound, which is 2 cents to our dollar, which yeah, not so great for them, but wonderful for us, so everything over there is super cheap. The official religion is Islam, so about 90% of Egyptians are Muslims. About 10% of Egyptians are Coptic Christians, one of the oldest branches of the Christian religion, so we will be seeing a few Coptic sites. And the capital of Egypt is Cairo. Quick overview of the trip. We are going to be doing like north to south. So we will be in Cairo and we will go all the way down to Abu Simbel, which is almost at the border of Ethiopia. And for this trip, we're going to do something very exciting. We are going to go over to Mount Sinai. So we're looking at the tip there just by the Red Sea. We will not be doing Alexandria in this trip because Alexandria in the winter is usually cold and rainy and it's just not a nice time. But don't worry, we have a whole bunch of other great stuff planned for this trip. We are going to see Saqqara, the necropolis there, and the Step Pyramid. This is King Djoser's Step Pyramid, and Imhotep was the mastermind behind this project, and it is one of the oldest pyramids in the world. Also at the Saqqara complex is the Pyramid of Unas. This is one of the smallest Old Kingdom pyramids, but inside it contains something very exciting. It is the pyramid text, and this is the first time that we see anything like that. Spoiler alert, there isn't any official writing in the Great Pyramid. So this here, seeing text and artwork inside of a pyramid is absolutely incredible. Of course, when we're visiting the pyramids, we will have a camel ride around the complex. We will have photo opportunities, and you will love it. It is absolutely fun. Of course, there is the Sphinx. This is the oldest known monumental sculpture in Egypt, and it is the most recognizable statue in the entire world. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in Giza. I'm sure you've heard the news, but the Grand Egyptian Museum is now open. It has been 20 years in the making. We will get to see their impressive atrium, and also their main exhibit is now open, and there are so many great artifacts that are on display, and I cannot wait to share these with you. Of course, we have to visit the Old Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square. This is in Cairo. And this is where we will have a behind the scenes tour with some of their employees there. This is currently where King Tut's treasures are, so of course we will get to see King Tut's masks and the sarcophagus, and there are so many other great pieces of Egyptian history here at this museum. We're going to spend some time in Old Cairo too. We are going to visit the Citadel of Saladin, which is a medieval Islamic era fortification in Cairo. And the architecture is really interesting and it has a great dramatic story. I'll share it with you later. But yes, we will be going to the Citadel. In the Citadel is the Muhammad Ali Mosque, and this is the sister of Hagia Sophia. And inside, wait for it. Oh my gosh, the inside is just absolutely incredible. I would like to draw your attention here to some of the glass work in the lights and the lanterns, because on this trip we are going to do something really special. Cairo has a necropolis and it's called the City of the Dead, and most tourists are not allowed to go in there. But in the City of the Dead, there is Hassan Huhad's glass shop, and this here is the guy that created the glass pieces inside of Muhammad Ali's mosque. So we are going to go and we are going to meet him and talk with him, and his glasswork is available for purchase, so it will be a great shopping opportunity. Now, get ready to meet some Egyptian royalty at the National Museum of Civilization. This place is home to 22 royal mummies, including Ramses II, Seti I, and Hatshepsut. So all of your celebrity mummy dreams are going to come true. We will be introduced to every single one of them. This is one of my favorite museums, so I'm very excited to be sharing this with you. We're also going to be visiting the Hanging Church in Cairo, and it got its name because it was built on top of the gates of an old Roman fortress, and so it's one of the oldest places of Christian worship in Egypt, and there's about, I don't know, over 100 icons in this location, and they are all just gorgeous. We also have another pilgrimage site to see. The Church of St. Sergius and Bacchus is also known as the Church of the Holy Family because this particular church was built on top of the location where Joseph, Mary, and the infant Jesus rested at the end of their journey into Egypt. So remember, King Herod, he was killing all of the newborn babies because he heard about Jesus, and they fled to Egypt. Well, this is the site where they stayed, and there is also a well from which they drank, so we will be going to see this. And of course, we will explore the iconic Khan al-Khalihi market in the Muaz Islamic Street, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. What you see in the photos, I mean, it is absolutely just as gorgeous, if not more. So this is the place to get your souvenirs and your tchotchkes, and it's just great for people watching too. We will also be going to Luxor. You can do the optional hot air balloon ride, which I absolutely encourage you to do. You get to see the beautiful landscape that is Egypt, and there is a stark contrast between the dry desert and then the lush, fertile farmland. And of course, there's a fabulous view of the Nile, and you will get to see the sunrise. One of the questions that I'm frequently asked is, if you go on the hot air balloon ride, will you be missing out on another activity? No, you will not be missing anything. Just you'll miss sleeping in a little bit and a leisurely breakfast, but no, you will not be missing any other activities. And I absolutely suggest that you take this opportunity and do it because the view is absolutely breathtaking. Luxor is probably one of my favorite places for all of the sites, which I will talk about. And Luxor, this is usually where we will get on the cruise. We will be seeing Luxor Temple. This is ancient Thebes, and it is synonymous with the Avenue of the Sphinxes. Remember in the Ten Commandments where Moses was leading his people out of Egypt? Well, this is that scene. What is exciting about Luxor is this entire temple was covered in sand, and they built a mosque on top of it in the 13th century. So this makes Luxor the longest continuously used temple in the entire world. We are also going to be exploring Karnak, which is the largest temple complex in the world. Angkor Wat is not, sorry, if you thought it was. Karnak is, and it is famous for the ram-headed sphinxes and the hypostyle hall, which means that the roof rests on columns. So we will get this spectacular view here. In Luxor, we will visit Hatshepsut's mortuary temple, and what you need to know about her is she became ruler of Egypt when her husband slash half-brother died. Ultimately, she assumed the role of pharaoh, and she's often depicted as a woman, but she is wearing the male symbols of kingship, such as the false beard, so we will get to see her temple. And of course, we are going to see the Valley of the Kings and King Tut's tomb. There will also be a few other tombs that are open and available that we will get to explore. This is my favorite site. Deir el Medina, this is the tomb of the workers or the artisans, and underneath the desert sands is just this riot of color in these tombs. So I cannot wait to share it to you. We will also continue to sail to Edfu. This is the temple of the original angry bird, Horus. What is so great about this temple is that it tells the story of Horus's revenge against his evil uncle Seth. I will share more with you that story later. Aswan. Yes, I do. I love Luxor for the site, but Aswan is where the Nile is the most beautiful. And I hope you will agree with me when we go there. We will visit another temple called Kamombo, and this temple is unique because it has the double design or duplicate set of everything for the gods. One side is devoted to the crocodile god Sobek, and the other side was for Harwar, Horus the Elder, but we will get to see the crocodile mummies here, and these guys are absolutely massive. We will then take a short ride to the Temple of Philae, which was devoted to Isis, Osiris, and baby Horus. So this is a holy triad consisting of mommy, daddy, and baby. There will be a felucca ride, and then we will also get to visit a Nubian village, and it is a riot of color, but they also serve really, really good food here. One of the days we will go to Abu Simbel, and this is the site for Ramses II's temples. And Ramses, he probably is one of my favorite pharaohs. He is a badass. He reigned for 66 years. He died at the age of 91, and he had, I don't know, over 100 children. But he created these colossal statues in front of his temple. They are about 66 feet tall. And remember that back in the 60s, this whole temple was moved so they could build the dam. And when you see it, you won't even be able to comprehend this engineering and architectural feat. It is just mind-blowing. At the site, there was another temple devoted to his favorite wife, Nefertari. We will also be flying to Mount Sinai. So there is a this is the Mountain of Moses. This is where he received the Ten Commandments. There is also this really unique fossil at this location, because remember, this is a site where Moses spoke with God for the burning bush, and then this fossil was created and it looks like a burning bush, but the story is that God did this so Moses would know which mountain to return to receive the Ten Commandments. At the base of Mount Sinai is St. Catherine's Monastery. This particular spot houses the well of Moses where he met his wife Sephora and the burning bush. And there are quite a few surprises about the burning bush, and I will save that for later. This particular place has the largest collections of icons in the world, and they're very old, that's why we're going on this trip, to see this really old, unique stuff. We will also be getting a special tour of the archives and special collections with Father Justin. This is one of the oldest continuously operating libraries in the world, and it has the second largest collection of early manuscripts and codices, just behind the Vatican. So I'm very excited that we will have a tour with Father Justin. And of course, there's going to be some shopping along the way. We're going to visit some papyrus shops. There's wonderful alabaster factories and perfume shops. And there is also a carpet school where you will learn a little bit about the trade. And if you want, you can purchase a carpet and take it home with you. The absolute best part about this trip is that we are going to have my tried and true ride or die guide, Ahmed, and he is the best. He's knowledgeable. He's going to make sure that you are safe, happy, and well fed. He claims that his sole purpose in life is to make me happy, and I gotta say, he has not disappointed me. So I'm very happy that you will get to meet him. Okay, this is what I'm sure all of your questions are about, the cost and what does it include, what doesn't it include. Okay, so for a group of 10 people, so we have to have at least 10 people for this trip to go. It will be $3,150. Now this price is based on double occupancy, which means that you are sharing a room with someone. If this sounds like the worst anything ever, that's okay. You can have a room to yourself for an additional $900. So that's what the single supplement is for. And as far as I'm concerned, the $900 is money well spent to have that room all to yourself. But if you want to save some money and if you have someone to travel with, then it would just be $3,150 for each of you. If, of course, we get 15 people, the price drops a little bit. Now, what is included? All of the accommodation, so all of our hotels and things like that is included. The cruise is also included. There's going to be a lot of food, at least 2 meals a day, and that, I promise you, will be more than enough. At the end of the day, you're probably just going to want a snack. Inter-country airfare is included. So our flight over to Mount Sinai will be included. The flight to Luxor, Aswan, whichever end of the river we start on, that is included. Transportation to and from all of the sites is included. The Egyptologist, Ahmed, my guide, he is going to be with us from start to finish. And then, of course, you have me. And why is that exciting? Well, because I've been to Egypt 4 times. I've handpicked this all the sites on this itinerary for you. I've picked the very best of Egypt. And before we go on the trip, I host lectures that include some of the history, the culture, and the important things that you need to know. So what to pack, do you drink the water or not? The answer is no. No, you do not drink the water. But I will tell you all of these things because I want you to be prepared for this trip. The more prepared you are, the better you will enjoy the trip. What is not included in this price is insurance, the international flight, which is probably about $1,300, the entry visa, which is $25 cash, and tipping. Egypt's economy depends on tips. So we will talk about tipping, but I would suggest $300 to $350 for tips. But we will talk about handling tips later. Flights. You will book the flight on your own. However, I will send out a link for everyone and I will say this is probably your best flight option. But if you can find something that gets you to Cairo Airport at the time required, then absolutely go through for it. Just let me know. Because remember, we will be picked up at the airport and transported to our hotel. So it's probably easier if we all get on the same flight or similar. Insurance. I strongly encourage you to get travel insurance. This covers just about everything imaginable. Death of a family member either before we go or during the trip. If you have to be I don't know, medically evacuated at one of the sites for whatever reason, it's largely covered. What is not covered generally is if you lose your passport. That, my friend, is on you. But if you do lose your passport, of course, you will have me and I will help you and we will get it all straightened out. But don't lose your passport. Important dates that we need to talk about. We need a decision by June 1st. All you need to do is send me an email saying that, yes, I absolutely 100% want to go on this amazing epic adventure. Tell me that. Tell me if you are traveling by yourself or if someone is coming. And then once we get 10 to go, then we will move on to the next step. There will be a 25% deposit for the trip on July 1st or thereabouts. I will be working with the company, giving them your names, your passport information, all of that, and then they will send a payment link to you and you can pay using a credit card. You can also do a bank transfer, but there's usually a lot of extra fees involved with that, so I don't recommend that. 50% needs to be paid by October 1st, and the entire trip needs to be paid by December 1st. So that is the timeline that we are looking at for decisions and payments. I'm sure you have plenty of questions, so please feel free to reach out and ask. I will include my email when this is sent out. So I really hope you consider this trip. It is an amazing opportunity, and it is not an exaggeration when I say it is once in a lifetime. So thank you.